Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is kind of a special video, my 100th video. Today we're going to go down and meet for breakfast on the second Sunday of each month. We've started a little gathering. We've got Mike coming up from Davis with his Burgundy 108. We've got Urban with his anthracite Pagoda 68 and Mathew with his 63 190D. I hope to do a little tour of that today. And also Mike's going to bring up a 220 W115 1971 for my good friend Will that you've seen from time to time in the videos. We're going to try and get Will into the Mercedes club here, and that'll be a lot of fun. I'll be interested to see what he thinks of it, and I'm interested to see what the car is like. So let's go down there and see what's there.
Hey, I thought we were being inclusive. Hey, look, he feels bad because it's not a decant.
And this is Urban's 280 SL. You're on camera now, Urban.
Me again.
He's had a new top put on because, what was it, on a two-post lift? He had it on a two-post lift and he raised it up so high it hit a light bulb in the garage and burned a nasty old spot in his old top, and so he got a new one fitted. What colour is this, Urban?
The car?
Anthracite.
Anthracite grey.
Anthracite grey.
MB 173.
173. 4-speed manual.
Sure.
Let's have a look inside here. The camera adjusts there. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful patinaed paintwork. Yeah, it's all sort of slightly worn through in edges. He just waxes it just to keep it the way it is, you know, so don't get any more surface rust. But beautiful colour.
Right.
Not sure what green it is, but 13-inch wheels.
Which happens if you overfill it, which I did. I actually had to start running away on me after I filled it up because I overfilled it. I filled it up.
Love the little details like here, where the bodywork curves down here.
It was smoking on my way home, and then I stopped at one light, and then the RPMs just jumped, and I was like, oh shoot, and I thought I was going to kill it, but it ended up evening back out.
He chromed up, cleaned up some of the chrome as well. Still got some pitting, but it's got a lovely patina to it in here. He wants to keep it a good old survivor car, not over restore it or anything. And again, Mike's 108 280S. Picked it up at a museum down in Sacramento, I believe. The guy had it on consignment there at the museum. Picked it up about 4 years ago. It's in beautiful shape. He's had a bunch of woodwork done, and the dreaded heater core, he had that done some years ago. And I bought my 68 108 with no overriders on, which I'm pleased with the look.
Yeah, right.
Check this out, right?
Yeah, so you got to heat the glow plug up.
Yeah, but look at the indicator.
And so it is wired in series with the glow plug, so you can see the glow plug. Okay. You can see the state of it all. So, when you want to start it,
Oh, that smells so good.
you pull this out, so it won't start with just the key. So you pull out and you prime it, and then you watch this.
That's the thing.
As it starts to
It actually
go.
goes.
Yeah, because it tells you the exact state of the glow plugs, because it's basically a glow plug.
Right. Well, if it runs in series, then it'll be the exact
showing of what it is.
So you wait for the coil to start glowing.
This is going on YouTube, Will. You can't swear.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. All right, so
Edit that out.
Do you see it starting to go red in there? Yeah. And then you just twist it, or did you pop that out one more time?
The rest of the way.
Oh, cool. And then it's running, and obviously that goes out because the glow plugs are no longer running, because it's only when there's pressure. And then to kill it, then you don't just do the key, you have to shut off the fuel. So you put it in, and it puts a pin in the
Great,
injection.
isn't it?
Get out of town.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That's a super mechanical
Very, very nice.
start and kill process.
Oh, extremely robust.
Wow. Right. I love that smell. The smell of like the interior, older.
Lovely tan interior. It's got leather in good shape.
Very straightforward. That's the glow plug resistor. That kind of helps. Make sure that it's not blowing everything right. Here's the glow plugs. 1 through 4. And then when it's warm, you don't have to do those.
No.
Yeah, it'll start on its own. Right.
Right,
What's the minimum temperature required to just start it without the glow plug?
It's kind of tough to say. If your temperature gauge is still reading anything around 100 or more, you should be fine.
Yeah.
I usually will give it a brief glow,
Just to
unless
make
I
sure.
was like like I probably could have started it up right then without it. But,
Right.
I had to show you how it works.
Right.
But I haven't
So simple.
doing that.
Oh
See
yeah.
that?
So this is for when
Check-
it's
check that out.
when it's cold and you need to defrost.
Oh, that's cool.
Helps out with your engine heat.
Totally.
Yeah, I believe that's what it said in the owner's manual.
Oh, that's great. Comes
Yeah.
right up there from the base of it. I bet
Yeah.
that heats up the interior like you wouldn't believe.
Smells really good.
I was going to say you get fumes in it.
Yeah.
eh?
Smells
Probably.
really good.
You probably do no matter what.
Little
really.
fellas
Yeah.
on the way to work. Yes, sir.
Just like the Volkswagens.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Just the
they're
exhaust.
testing.
Yeah.
God, look at that battery. My tractor doesn't have a battery that big.
Yeah. Gotta have a big old battery in these.
Well, actually, but mine has a pretty. It's the biggest battery of any car or truck that I own. That 450.
That motor sits low in it.
Does that?
Oversized wiper motor, you know?
They're still the same size.
Hamburg taxi.
Oh, yeah, probably.
That's what they had in
Moss green, I believe, is.
Moss green, yeah.
Yeah,
I just have
moss
that.
green.
I just have that cabinet paint in my kitchen.
Oh, yeah. I love
it.
the
It's
color.
so happy
Yeah,
color, right?
I like
but
that
I never
color a
see
lot.
the hardest color.
Yeah,
Except-
so that if it ever doesn't want to close, you can just make it close. Right. Well, I guess I'll start with the history of it. So
Yeah.
this one sat in a campo since 1988.
Right.
And so it was in a barn. And so I'm technically
It's sat in a what, would you?
in a barn.
Oh, okay, in a
Yeah,
barn,
yeah.
right, okay.
And the town is a campo.
Oh, a camper, okay.
And so I'm technically the third owner. So the first owner had it for until a few years ago, and then this other guy found it and bought it and was going to put an LS in it. And
Oh, God.
he couldn't get it to run or shift or anything, so he didn't really do anything with it.
Right.
Which is good for me. He didn't even start the process. And then I went up and bought it,
Right.
and he couldn't get it running. It ended up being a glow plug issue because this one's a diesel.
Right.
And which is funny, is about $6 to get it running. But,
That's good for you, that's great.
Yeah, and then the shift linkage is a column shift. It's a 4-speed. And so the linkages were backwards. Like somebody was messing with it and just didn't know what they were doing. So I basically got it running and driving for probably less than $20.
Awesome, that's great.
And it's entirely original.
Right.
So even the little things like this and all that, I kind of want to hold on to.
Oh,
it.
yeah, yeah.
And then, these little high spots and stuff.
Highlights, yeah.
Yeah, and then this part, I was kind of going back and forth on cleaning, but the guy told me this is where there was a leak on the barn. And
Oh,
it was
okay.
dripping right here, and that's why it wore
For
through the
years and
paint.
years, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I might leave it. You
Just
know?
keep it, maybe it could
Yeah.
have a clear coat of some kind,
That's
but
kind of what I'm thinking. I got some oil on here, but
you don't want it to get it shiny, do you?
Right,
You know,
I
you
kind of want it just like, I'm thinking what I'm gonna do. Like all this is, I waxed it, but I didn't polish it or anything.
Right.
What I think I'm gonna do is just go over it with like a 2000 grit sandpaper just to agitate the surface.
Right.
And then do like a satin clear coat probably.
Satin, yeah.
Something that's not, like maybe just a touch of gloss, but not very much.
Right.
You know?
Well, you can control that. I think with my wood finish, I buy flat satin, and gloss. I never buy semi-gloss.
Right.
And then I can mix the gloss with the flats or the satins to mess around with my sheen levels.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So if you put it on and you go, oh, that's a little shiny, add a little flat to it,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
just control it.
Yeah. That's
Well,
a
or
good
maybe
idea.
do some test panels, you know.
Right, and that's something I want to experiment with. I've done everything myself on it. I want to continue to do everything myself.
Right. Clean the chrome up
Yeah,
nicely.
I mean, a lot of it's just kind of dirty because I've been driving it to work.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it's in pretty good shape. The parts that aren't either are the polished aluminum that can be reshined,
Right.
or I'll just kind of, you know, like this stuff. Like I'm probably just gonna keep it protected as much as I can.
just protect
Maybe
it.
eventually re-chrome it. I'm not
Right.
sure, but new chrome just looks kind of different. So
and
I'm
also
hesitant.
it's so expensive to do
Yes,
it.
it's so expensive. It would be cheaper to find another original bumper, but then it wouldn't be original. you
But the
know?
thing is, you get that slippery path, isn't it? You do the re-chrome, then it will be next to something with all the patina.
Exactly. Like-
and then you're pulled into it,
Right.
you know?
Like even this, which is not quite accurate.
And this is
actually
different to
Yeah,
the...
this is actually from probably the 80s.
Oh,
I went to
is it really?
I
Oh,
went to
okay.
pick and pull and I found just the star. It was missing the star. I want to eventually find an actual old star to put here.
Right.
But I pulled that off and kind of made it fit. I guess you can't really see it. There's baling wire involved.
Oh, okay,
but
right.
if I went out and bought a new star, it just would look different.
Yeah, exactly.
So
You want one that's been around the block a bit,
Right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's hesitation, really.
And you had the radiator redone,
Yeah,
Chris's, yeah?
Radiator was rebuilt. This is the color I thought it was, because I can't read the body codes yet. I thought it was this horizon blue, but you can
Right.
really see there's more of a green than a blue.
Yes, exactly,
then
yeah.
It's the second color I thought it was, which is moss green.
This is covering
Yeah, I'm not really sure why it's like
they're
that.
covering the number there.
Yeah,
And you've
and
got
this
the
is the
traditional stamp number here.
And then there was a body plate here, which is another issue why.
Yeah, that's weird though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of odd, a little different. But everything else seems to jive, so I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it got, you know, maybe something happened at one point, but yeah, it's just such a simple motor.
beautiful,
And you have
yeah.
the little 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's injected because it's diesel, and there's just nothing to it. Like the glow plugs took me about 20 minutes to get them all out and inspect them. Found
Right.
one was completely broken, replaced it, and it just fired right up. And that's honestly something that, you know, is invaluable when you're having an old car that is just easy to work on.
Oh yeah, what's this here? Is that filters?
Oh, so this is a screen filter. So
Screen
this is,
filter,
This
right.
is before it gets to here, and I think this might even be return side. It might be
That's
feed. I
got
can't.
an extra filter basically.
Yeah, so
oh,
you
okay.
have a screen in the tank and a screen here, and then this is the fuel filter itself.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so yeah, they keep it well filtered, which is good.
Yeah.
Probably part of why the injection pumps last so long.
And oil bath air filter, you said?
Yeah, it's just basically a reservoir of oil that traps the particulates as it flows through the bottom of it and delivers clean air to the engine.
Right, and you can't obviously overfill it.
Yeah, so I actually overfilled it the last time I worked on it, and I actually had the motor started to run away on me. Probably jumped to about 7,000 RPM for about a second, which, you know.
It just peaked and came down.
Yeah, it just went up extremely high. A lot of smoke came out. I was getting ready to pull it over and kill it, and then it balanced back out. I think it just splashed some oil in there, and with it being a diesel, it just uses it as extra fuel, basically.
Oh, right.
So yeah, turns out you have to have that at a
Make
proper
sure
level.
that plenum there is,
Oh yeah.
that's beautiful though.
Yeah, and I haven't really cleaned a whole lot of this off yet. This was leaking really badly. They left the gasket off last time they did a valve adjustment or whatever. So there's oil everywhere, and I'm
Right.
slowly kind of cleaning it up. I have a few new gaskets coming, and I think when I have this valve cover off, I'm going to try to clean everything off a little bit better, just so that it's, you know, more aesthetically pleasing and still.
So simple, isn't it? So simple and straightforward. And this is this guy here. This
I'm not sure what that relay is to yet, to
Right.
be honest.
Huh.
Yeah, because this is the wiper. This has to do with the glow plugs, and it's
Right.
not even wired to that. And there's no relay because it's a manual switch. And I'm not sure what this one is either. The starter relay is on the starter, so I'm not sure what that is yet. But I have a service manual, so we'll see.
dives into. Is that a generator down there then?
Yeah.
You got a generator instead of an alternator.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. And you know, funny enough, those engine mounts don't look horrible, really,
yeah.
for the age of it.
Oh, I know.
You know, those are obviously original Mercedes.
Oh, yeah.
I've got, I made the mistake of putting Euro ones on there,
Oh, yeah.
and they lasted, they're going to need replacing. They've lasted about 6 years. I
Okay.
mean, you know, I have a contact for a guy to get the 4.5 new ones, but Mercedes.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm going to get Mercedes ones for that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Just hang out for new old stock somewhere.
Oh, exactly. That's the best anyway.
Yeah. So,
Let's see, what else?
what else we got?
Put wax in here just to keep the rust from going crazy. I
Yeah.
just kind of went ham with it. I sprayed wax everywhere. Like, I hate rust, you know.
Right.
All the interiors, original. I believe
Original leather.
I want to say it's parchment white or
Right.
something like that.
Gorgeous color combination.
Yeah, and it's just great. I just keep
Yeah.
it conditioned, try to keep it nice.
Yeah.
It's a little bit dirty right now. Like I said, I've been driving it to work because I recently put seatbelts in it, so now I can drive it on the freeway
Oh, there you go.
since I have kind of a long commute. Because
It's generally nice shape.
Sat for so long, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see what else did I do?
Everything okay?
Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot. Like,
Oh.
this is probably the worst of all the chrome.
Right.
And it's just kind of like a little bit pitted and stuff. So I
Right.
can see how polished I could get it. But overall, you know,
Yeah.
it's just kind of worth it to...
Beautiful, simple lines.
Yeah.
And we were chatting the other day about no side reflectors on the
Right.
rear or front fender. Gives it that nice,
Yeah.
simple line look.
And to further kind of exaggerate the lines, it doesn't have the door
Oh,
chip.
the door trim, yeah.
Which unfortunately you can see where it would have been nice to have it a couple
Yeah,
of times.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it does look good though, you know.
It
just
does
kinda
look good. And you've got these three lines here. This one, this one, this one, and then I was
Yeah.
saying it dives into that.
Yeah, and then this one turns into the...
Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't notice that. That's
a lot of
pretty
taste.
cool, yeah.
I really like the old-fashioned side indicators.
Yeah.
They're really fun. Yeah, it's just a unique car. You know, I always get a lot of looks, a lot of people,
Yeah.
you know, checking it out, asking me questions about it, which is always fun.
And what do you drive it, how fast, really, comfortably? You just tootle on at 60 mile an hour or something?
So I saw in the service manual, it said the maximum speed was 73. So I try
Oh.
to keep it under 75 if I can.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
65.
65, right. And what about the gearing? Do you know the rear end gearing?
I don't recall, but it's very short. It's,
Yeah, so it's revvy, yeah,
it's very
yeah.
high RPMs. I wouldn't want to take it much higher than it is.
Right.
Eventually, because it's got the four-wheel drum brakes, I flirt with the idea of changing it out to get at least discs in the front. Because
Right.
I think 1 or 2 years later, that's what they did.
Right.
So not only is that, you know, safer, especially with like the dual master cylinder.
Sure.
But also I can't find parts very easily for the front brakes.
Right.
But I can find parts all day for the disc.
Wonder if the 108, the spare 108 we've got, those calipers and setup would transfer over.
You know, I wouldn't be too surprised because
You know.
there's so many transferable parts in these
Yeah.
cars. Yeah, that would be interesting. At least if it was just the fronts. But
Right.
if I took the master and everything, I'd
Right.
probably have to do the backs too. But I mean, the axles and everything look basically the same.
Right. And you say it's four on the tree kind of thing, yeah?
Yes. So when you're shifting, you got first, I guess neutral,
Yeah.
first, second, third.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
fourth,
yeah.
And then reverse.
Yeah, it reminds me of my dad's old Renault 16. He had a
Right.
Renault 16 with it on the column like that.
Yeah, it's fun to drive just because I've never even
Yeah.
driven a column shift before, so it's very...
But it probably feels quite natural once you get used to it.
Oh yeah, because it's just an H pattern.
Yeah,
you know, so
yeah.
anyone who can drive manual. And then the speedometer is really fun. It actually climbs
Climbs
this
up,
pillar.
linear,
So there's
yeah.
like an orange pillar that fills
Right.
up the speedometer as you go. So when I'm driving on the freeway, it's about right there. It's about
Right.
65.
Right, very nice.
Just has everything you need there. There's the glow plug indicator for starting it. The radio delete.
Yeah, radio delete.
yeah.
And the heater levers have survived.
Yes. They
They seem to work quite
more
nicely.
or less work. A little
What's
bit-
that? What's that thing in the center of that?
Oh, this is the fan. So
Oh, that's the fan.
Yeah, that's the
okay.
controller for that.
All right.
And I have the clock that no longer works, unfortunately, too.
Okay.
This is the idle adjuster. So
Right.
when you're trying to start it cold, if it's having a hard time, you can turn it up.
Oh, that's
That-
not the headlights.
This is the headlights right
Oh, okay, because that looks like my switch for the headlights in
here.
the 108.
And
Yeah.
this is the wipers, and then, yeah, this is the idle adjustment. So
Right.
Actually, I guess I could show you that real fast, and then you'll see how it starts, too. So you pull this out after you turn the key,
Yeah.
and then you prime it, and then that starts glowing the glow plugs.
Yeah.
And then you hold it till this starts to glow, because that's wired in series with the glow plugs as well. And then you have to be patient with the old diesels.
Yeah.
And then it's starting to glow.
So what did you do? You pressed the button then to fire, or did you just let it go?
Yeah, so it's 3-phase. So it's in, and then pulled out slightly, and then primed is pulling some tension on the lever, and then pulling it the rest of the way is
I see.
engaging the
Gotcha.
starter.
I see.
And then it's also how I'll kill it is I'll push this in. But so if it was cold and I wanted it to start easier, turn this up.
Oh, look at that.
You just turn it up to where you need it. And then when I'm all done with it and I want to kill it, you can't turn the key. Do this. It shuts off the fuel flow, and then you take off your...
Wonderfully mechanical. Really
Yes,
great.
very
Wonderful.
mechanical.
You really partake in the starting of it. It's like starting an aeroplane or something.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. And you know, it has manual steering and manual brakes.
Right.
And that paired with the manual trans and all that, it's just, it makes the driving experience more like involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
fun, especially because it's not like a daily driver, so it doesn't necessarily get tiring, and I don't get...
No, you
doesn't
enjoy
get
it
old
when you
'cause
bring
it's-
it out.
Yeah, and it's cool, you know, it's something you can enjoy.
Well, very good, Matthew. Thanks for showing us.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to me.
There you go. Okay, Mike brought up this today. What is the model and
1971 220 gas.
220? Okay. In
W115.
baby blue, right?
Baby blue. I think it's the original paint job.
And underneath these covers, all the seats are good.
I have no idea.
You don't know?
But everything else is fine, so I assume.
Yeah, the interior looks real sharp. Good door panels. Rear seat looks spanking new, that, right?
So I assume the other ones were the same.
Yeah, they probably kept those on there to protect them.
Yeah.
And you got a dash mat to protect the dash.
Yeah, I have that, yes. The dash is perfect.
Yeah, it's lovely shape.
And there's a retro looking radio there.
Oh, right. Yeah, dash is really good.
The dash is very good. Yeah. The interior is very nice shape. The mechanicals are good. The paint sucks.
You know, I actually passed you. You were sitting at the light, getting ready to make that left, and I was taking Willow back to her car.
Was that a Stromberg, is it?
I waved, but you didn't see me.
What? Hey, what carburetor is that, Mike? It's Stromberg?
Stromberg,
Yeah.
116 horsepower from what they tell me.
Yeah. Boy, this blue is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just black.
Yeah. I like this body frame.
Check out the interior's in nice shape, Will.
I'm getting there. I'm looking at the exterior.
The nice thing is this is before the big bumpers, you know. The 73 has the big...
A little bit of damage on the door here, but that's probably
73.
someone's gone a little nut with the body filler. That can be taken care of, I'm sure.
So, and they have the big ones for under the bumper.
Yeah. I like the...
Little overriders, they're much tidier than the ones I had. Good Michelin tyres on it. Heated rear window.
Yeah, it looks super clean.
No, the interior is concrete, basically. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it.
What's the mileage, Will?
It runs like good. I just drove
What's
out
that, John?
Mileage?
95.
95.
I don't know if that's
818.
No, it may have gone round, yeah. Okay, we're going to take it for a little test drive.
You might have to move the seat because I have a
He did, yeah.
I just slid it a little bit. Thanks.
There you go.
let's go in the back and there's a little wheel there. Adjusts your back.
Okay, the back's good. I just needed the length.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
It's very tight underneath.
You got the keys?
There you go.
Oh my dude. It is tight.
It's very clean underneath. The body's very good.
Look at the interior too.
Yeah,
Magnificent.
interior's good.
Nice.
Let's turn that down. Whoops. I don't know.
Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you just gotta put your hand there.
It's like mine, but just a little smaller.
Yeah.
It's very Mercedes day today.
Very. It's very. Okay.
No, down. There you go. Don't hit the red one.
Oh, let's try not to. How are we gonna make that? Here we go.
Yeah, you're good. I wonder how the shift is, because sometimes it can be a little firm.
Yeah.
Mine's very firm. That's pretty good, actually.
That's a good shift.
Yeah, that's a pretty good soft shift. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not definitely
No,
not
it has
the same size motor.
No, not got the gusto, but it drives actually quite well for this. It's a great little round town car, and it shifts pretty nicely for this.
To jump forward is a normal shift feel. Feels good to me.
That's not bad. They can be quite firm sometimes. This is a smoother shift than my 6-cylinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It buzzes along.
we're doing 50 if that's accurate.
Yeah, and it's probably a bit fast for this area actually.
It really is, yeah. All right, let's bring it down.
Okay, you're gonna just take a little run through town.
All right, here we go. Now
Down-
just taking it down the hill.
Down across valley, and this, like I say, it's indicated 95,000. I'm pretty sure it's been round the clock once, but it's a very tight little car. It's pulling up. The brakes are pulling up nice and straight. We have a little bit of a rip in their rear headliner on the C pillar, but overall very, very clean interior.
It doesn't pull either direction.
Doesn't,
when you.
no.
No. There's a bit of a lag when you in the shifting, but
Right.
I think that's because it keeps it in a low gear. So you kind of know how I gauge a vehicle.
How's that, Will?
Depending on the types of looks that you get from the different types of women, depends on if whether or not you should buy the vehicle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like for example, in the lifted Jeep Wrangler, I get a lot of looks from really hot moms in BMW SUVs,
You do?
BMW sedans, BMW coupes. In the classic Mercedes, I'm getting a lot of looks from all of the hot women, not just the ones in.
I know what you mean, Will,
BMW.
because I was at Safe.
And I get it. How can you classify people into that simple of categories?
It's
But
very shallow,
There's much
but-
more. It's not. That's the shallowest representation that I can give the world to digest, because it goes much deeper and there's a lot more to it. But this is just the grit of it. Oh man.
You look pretty good in this, Will.
Yeah.
You look pretty good.
This is a nice ride. I like it. It's very smooth. I like the color. Matches my season.
Oh god, matches your season. So he's asking $4,000,
Let's get a shot. Look at
which
that.
I do think is a very good deal actually for this car. I'd say it definitely does need a paint job, and the rest of it is in very, very decent shape.
Do they still make this blue? Because I would want it the exact same color.
Oh yeah, you could get this painted the same color, sure, of course.
The exact same color.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a paint code. There'll be a paint code to it, and they just match it to that.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
See, you feel that when it goes from second to third?
Yeah, it's a
That
little.
jump?
Yeah.
Should I
that-
stay on it so it accelerates through, or let it shift in neutral?
It's a firmer shift than you're used to, put it that way, and it's quite normal for a Mercedes
Yeah.
of this vintage. And this is actually pretty smooth compared to mine.
For sure.
My 4.5 shifts very smoothly, extremely smooth, more like an American shift, but the 6-cylinder is a bit firm. I've gotten used to it though, you know.
Yeah. It's
Oh, someone ran into the school sign.
where
Just as on the crosswalk there.
I was watching the road. When I first hopped in, I was zero.
It grows on you, these
Yeah,
kind
it
of
does.
cars. These grow on you, yeah.
It really does. It's nice. The seat's a little blown out.
Is it?
Probably would.
It could do with restuffing or whatever.
Restuffing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess with classic cars, you just restore what's already there.
Yeah. I'm curious to know how the material is under the sheepskin, whether it's covering it, so a damage, or if it's saving it. You know.
Yeah, that's a good point. How much to reupholster 2 front seats like this and restuff?
Well, a kit will set you back at least $800, I would imagine, but I doubt they need it. Going by the general interior condition.
But then you have a brand new.
It's a great, tidy car. Also notice there's a very minor crack here in the steering, but no cracking around the main wheel, which is nice. It's in good shape. Notice the pedals also. Little to no wear on the pedals, the rubbers. So, very, very tight car. No cracks on the upper dashboard, which is always a nice thing. So, hasn't been left out in the sun baking. So we can see there's a little tear in the headliner on the C panel, but it's not actually a tear. It's almost like the seams come apart a little bit, but generally in really clean shape.
I don't know. This is owned by a priest originally.
Okay.
And then
And also I've crawled around underneath. The rockers are completely flawless in the rocker and out of rocker. Obviously I haven't gone right underneath and checked thoroughly under there, but all indications the typical rust areas of say the 108, similar to this, completely solid and very very presentable underneath.
I'm into the process of learning to and all that.
Little bit of a tweak on the bumper there, the scuff on the fender.
and it's clean because the big bumpers I hate them.
Yeah, I like the small bumpers.
And it's gas. Most of these were diesel.
Let's have a look.
But I
Check under the seat. See the upholstery is in really nice shape. NB Tex.
retro radio on them.
That's pretty cool. I like
Typical this,
I
but
kinda like the
that can be easily replaced.
Yeah. But in the sun, sometimes when you park in the sun.
And what we got? What does that say? Is that 304G?
304G.
That's the code.
Yeah.
Oh, for
G is for Glazeret. Yeah.
cool. I would
Yeah.
want to.
If I would like to see it nice.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Because before I was going to restore this one, but then I ran into a 280S.
Yeah.
So I figured, well, okay, I'll stay with the 280S. So my son said, give it to me. I said, okay. Then he didn't do anything with it. So.
Yeah.
Will's gonna get this car, aren't you, Will?
That's right.
That's it.
That's the plan, at least. Took it for a drive. It's a sweet ride. I'm excited.
Very cool. One more thing before we get going. Some of you on the group, on the Facebook group, have indicated some interest in coming, but you're coming from a fair distance. Let us know. Give us a heads up if you are coming from a long distance, and we'll try and put together a little local drive, around the Grass Valley area, just a short half-hour drive. So we'll have some breakfast, have a chinwag in the parking lot, and go for a little spin. So it's a lovely area, and yeah, lots of places to see and drive to, so make it worth your while coming. Looks like we'll be buying that little baby blue 115. He's quite excited about it. I really didn't think it would grab him, but turned out to be a very tight, nice little car. Needs a paint job, certainly, but something he can have fun with in the this summer, and over the period of maybe the next coming months and years, we'll feature more of that 115, doing basic maintenance and repairs, and I'd love to get any feedback of what you thought of the car and things that you should keep an eye out. I'm not very familiar with the 115. Mathew owns, I think they're the 114, the diesel, so Mathew's quite familiar with them, but to me it seems like a very tight little car, very, very clean underneath, very clean interior, and like I say, just needs a paint job. But anyway, thanks again for joining us today, and in the next video we're going to have the 108 4.5. I've had a speedometer cable out for it's over a year now, and so it's been kind of something I wanted to get to, and also a little loose glass on the gauge cluster that I'm going to take care of, so we'll be tackling that in the next video. And this is the 100th video, so thanks for sticking with us, guys, and look forward to the next 100 videos at least, because that's what it's going to take to finish this car. Alright, thanks a lot. Please hit like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.